Today, I was in prayer and I was showing gratitude to the Lord because I realized I haven't really been as grateful lately because of my circumstances. I've been more so focused on what I don't have instead of focusing on what the Lord has already done for me. And as I was writing down testimonies of what He's done in my life, even though I haven't seen the full promise yet, um, as I was writing down the testimonies of where He's already brought me from, I realized that He got me here to Texas, and He intentionally placed me in the apartment complex that He wanted me to be in. Um, he but He intentionally placed me here in these apartments. Mind you, I live in a suburban area. People that are native to Texas refer to this as a rich people area. So there's wealth here where I am. And when I first got here, I felt like I didn't belong. I felt out of place. I was constantly looking over my shoulders like, I hope these people don't, like, I hope the police don't pull me over. Well, not pull me over because I don't have a car, but I would take walks with my kids and I would be like, I really hope the police don't pull over and try and, you know, harass me and try and say that I don't belong here or trying to accuse me of some type of crime. But I eventually realized you live here. You have every right to walk these grounds. You have every right to do the same thing that everybody else is doing. Um, and that's something that the Lord had placed in my heart today, that I don't have to live in fear, and that this is just a glimpse of the promise that He has promised to me. And He wants me to realize that not only do I belong here, but this is my new reality. He could have placed me in the hood somewhere, but He didn't. He made sure that I was in a place where there is peace. I was in a place where I don't have to be afraid and I could be comfortable, and my children can be kids. We don't have to stress or worry about criminal activity happening around us every time we go outside. And um also He placed us here to show us what it's like to live a life of abundance and overflow. And I've never experienced that before in my life. So this is something completely different and life changing for me. And I was reading the Bible today and I came across a devotional that was called, it was called, um, the devotional was called A Fruitful Life. And basically, it was talking about how God intentionally places us where He wants us. And as long as we remain close to Him, as long as we remain in His presence, no wrong could come to us. Like that one scripture says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So things may try and arise, but nothing is going to stop what God has planned for you. And some of the scriptures that they referenced were Psalms 1 and 3, which says, like a tree planted beside flowing streams that bears its fruit in its season, and whose leaf does not wither. So basically, that's saying we're planted, we're planting our seeds in God. And we're trusting that he's going to cause them to continue to grow, and nothing around it is going to try and stop it from bearing fruit. Um, so basically, as long as we root ourselves in God and do everything according to being in obedience and in alignment with God, nothing will be able to take us out of position except for ourselves if we remove ourselves from where God is. Um, but when that time is right, he's going to make sure that everything that he promised you comes to life. Another one was, the one who remains in me and I in him produce much fruit. Once again, remain in God, trust in God, be obedient to God, and everything will fall the way that he originally planned. Also, they will still bear fruit in old age, healthy and green. So even as we get older, the fruit doesn't dry up. If you remain in God, it's always going to be fruit, steady producing. Just remain in him, because he is the way, he's the truth, he's the life, he is everything. He is the vine. I mean, he is the vine, we are the branch. I think that's the right way to say that. But yeah, just remain in him, and everything that we touch will prosper. He promised that in his word. um we don't have to want for anything, because the Lord is our shepherd. And that's something that I have been sitting with lately, is that the Lord is my shepherd. And that as long as I keep bearing fruit and I remain consistent and obedient to what he's calling me to do, he's going to provide. He's going to fulfill his promise. His word will not return to him void. Everything that he promised is going to happen, whether we do it or he assigns someone else to do it, but it's going to happen. So just know God is intentional, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He has us right where he wants us. We just have to remain in him. We just have to continue to look to the heavens. Um, it's just so bittersweet, because this is something that I've been struggling with so bad, because I have a promise over my life, and right now it definitely looks impossible, but with God all things are possible. um and I don't know what's next, but I am trusting God. I am calling on Jesus every chance that I get, because I know without him I'm nothing. Without him none of this would even be possible. um so just remain rooted and just continue to pray, continue to stay faithful. If you grow weary, ask the Lord for strength, because he will provide. He comes through every single time.